Hi, good morning. It is Saturday, December 19th. We are just in the car getting ready to go. We're going to drive over to Stillwater, Minnesota. Just absolutely breathtaking, beautiful views next to the St. Croix River. Just a cute little town. We're going to kind of put on our masks and walk around. Shouldn't be too big of a crowd down there to kind of jumpstart our Saturday. And then we're going to do some cookie baking this afternoon, gift wrapping. So should be a fun weekend. Wow. Look how beautiful and peaceful it is down here. It's 27 degrees, so it's not like we have a lot of people out walking today, but it should be just a beautiful walk. All right, we are home from our walk. It's just about 12 o'clock right now. We just got done with an early lunch and it's time to start baking. So the first cookies I'm going to make today are my mom's recipe rolled out sugar cookies. I already made up my dough. I'll try to put in a recipe below so you'll have that. I like to keep it while I'm working under a damp cloth so that it doesn't dry out. Got a board to roll out on, but you can just use countertop, that's fine. Got some flour to sprinkle down to make sure that things aren't sticking. I've got some cookie cutters ready. I just took out some of my favorites. Honestly, my favorites are the ones that I can find at an antique store. I feel like they work the best. You know, we have just some actually from my childhood too. Always famously had the candle for the really skinny spots you can't get to. And then I have some of these. I got my husband this for Christmas last year. It's just like you can see a Christmas Story, his favorite Christmas movie. So have some different fun ones I'm going to be working with. Just basically rolling them out, getting them on the pan, sprinkling, and then baking. So let's get started. Okay, I have my first batch rolled out. I decided, I've never done this before, but this year I decided to do one cookie cutter per pan. So this is Santa with a backpack. And last step before they go in a 400-degree oven is to sprinkle liberally with sanding sugar. Just going to use all red for Santa, but they look good. And I'm excited to pop them in the oven. My first batch of Santas here got a little overdone. I put them in for 8 minutes at 400. I think I'm rolling the dough a little thinner than maybe is expected. So I have a pan of leg lamps ready to go in the oven, and I'm gonna try these for between 5 and 6 minutes, see how it goes. Okay, I've got my last batch in the oven. I did another pan of the red. The moose head from Christmas Vacation was like a super hard cookie cutter to use because I couldn't get it out, so I did the rest of the pan in Santa's. I'm rolling my dough a lot thicker and they're coming out better. These, I love how some of the detail came out when I rolled the dough thicker, and then some that were a little thinner, again, got a little crispier on the edges. So work in progress, but overall, I'm happy with what I have. I might need to do just another batch by Christmas now that I know I need to roll a little thicker. Okay, so it's about 5:30 right now. We finished up the cookies, and then we had just kind of a lazy afternoon. We watched Christmas Vacation, and now just starting to think about getting dinner together. But we actually had, I'm gonna flip my phone here. We actually had a little bit of a surprise today. We got an early Christmas present in the mail. We got this Instapot from my parents to Nate and I. It's a 10 quart, which is, this was on our list, so we were super excited, and it said Instapot on the box. So of course, you know, we had to open it and decided to try it out for dinner tonight. So took a little bit of time to study. It came with this kind of handy guide on how to cook some things. We have like a chicken and rice dish that I normally make in the oven that takes about an hour. I'm gonna try it in the Instapot. So we'll see how it goes, but first need to do this initial test run water test. And I've been watching a few videos on YouTube. I'm not an expert by far, so I'm not gonna go into all of it, but there's so many videos available telling you how to do the test run, how to unpack it, and those types of things. But I'm gonna run the test and then see how this works for dinner tonight. All right, so I just finished doing the initial water test or steam test, whatever they call it. I'm gonna, I guess, attempt to figure this out. While I was working on that, I put together the ingredients that's needed. I don't know how much I'm gonna need to amend something. I guess from the original recipes, so I guess I'm just gonna go with it. So I put it on saute mode. I'll show you in here. I'm gonna put some butter in and just start, I guess, melting that down. That's gonna be, I guess that was outside the recipe, but I thought I should add something to keep chicken from sticking. Normally this recipe is like a casserole. You put it all together with the raw chicken, but I'm adding this cubed raw chicken into the Instapot now, and just gonna work on sauteing that. My goal is so it's not translucent. That's what I was reading online about using the saute mode, just to kind of get it a little bit cooked, and then in the time that the rice and everything is cooking, it will finish cooking completely. All right, so we'll let that saute and check back in a couple minutes. Okay, so I think that's pretty good sauteed. I did add a little bit of salt and pepper just to get it going, but I think I'm gonna add the rest of the ingredients. So first up, I've got, my recipe called for 2 cans, which I'm calling 3.5 cups of chicken broth. So I'm adding that, and then just adding 1 cup of water, and then 2 cups of rice. I did not rinse the rice. I know some people do. This is not minute or instant rice. This is just regular rice. Get that stirred in a little bit, but I've never rinsed rice when I've made it before, so just leaving it at that. And then the recipe is calling for a can of the cream and celery. So I'll get that going in there. Actually, it calls for a cup of cream of mushroom, but I have a husband that won't touch mushrooms, so I find that cream of celery or cream of chicken, any of them really work. Just use what you have on hand. Okay, so we got that in. And then lastly, just a package of the Lipton soup mix. Gosh, if I can get it open here. There we go. Okay. Just gonna give that a good mix. So I think that looks pretty well mixed. I'm gonna put the lid on. Now, and I'm changing it to pressure cook. Maybe I have to cancel that. Pressure cook. I'm gonna go 7 minutes, and then in about 10 seconds, it should start beeping. And I just left it to normal, so the pressure's high. Okay, there, it started beeping. So it's on, so I guess in 7 minutes we'll see if it worked and if we're having good dinner tonight. All right, so it finished up. It was longer than the 7 minutes because it actually took some time to come up to temp, but now it's been 11 minutes since it's done. I'm just gonna, ooh. All right, so moment of truth here. Taking the lid off. And there it is. Oh my gosh, steamy, but that smells amazing. And I was really worried about the amount of liquid that I was putting in, but I think it's all gonna absorb here once I stir this all together. So I'll try to get the recipe up and share it too, since this worked really, really well. Okay, here we go, moment of truth. We'll see if it turned out as well as in the Instapot as it does in the oven. Whoa, that is hot. That is amazing. I will be making this all the time. So first Instapot meal, a complete success as far as I'm concerned. And like I said, I'll try to get the recipe below for you. So every year we usually do the holidazzle this time of year, and they have outdoor fires and they do an outdoor movie. I don't know if you can see our outdoor movie, and outdoor lights and hot chocolate. So this year we are recreating it at home, outside watching How the Grinch Stole Christmas in a fire and cheating a little bit with the heated blanket. We'll see how long we last, but cheers! Hey, just checking in before bed here on Saturday. We had our little holidazzle. So for those of you that don't know, that might not be from the area in Minneapolis, every year they do a holidazzle, which is like an outdoor festival. They have different food vendors. They have outdoor bonfires, ice skating, a little bit of shopping that you can do. You can meet Santa. In fact, I'll try to pop in a picture here of last year when our dog Ruby met Santa, and it actually ended up being our Christmas card. It was super cute. But we've always loved going, just ever since I've lived down here, or even when Nate and I were dating, we would go and do the holidazzle every year, and it was something we were really missing this year. So it was kind of fun to do an outdoor bonfire. I know the video quality was quite terrible. And the movie couldn't really see. We watched a little bit of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. We didn't make it through the whole thing. It was like 26 degrees still outside, I think. So we came in and tried to watch a little bit more of the movie by the fire inside, and then ended up just taking a shower to warm up and get the bonfire smell off. But anyway, I think it's about 10:30, quarter to 11. I'm actually not sure on the time. And heading to bed, and hopefully we'll be able to get up early and at 'em tomorrow, because still have a lot of baking and fun stuff to do. Good morning. It's Sunday. It's just a little bit after 8 o'clock. We actually slept in quite a bit because we were up kind of late picking up our bonfire and all of that from last night. So today's Sunday. I'm just getting my coffee ready, gonna take a little bit of time and relax. We watch our church online on Sunday mornings, so we'll do that. And then today we have a trip to Home Depot. We're gonna try to replace the lights in our kitchen. I don't know if it'll help, but it's been getting more dim, and we haven't replaced it since we've lived here, and that's been 2 years. So we're gonna go to Home Depot or see if we can do a curbside pickup to get that. We are gonna have a curbside pickup at Target for a couple things that we need. And then tonight we saw these signs when we were walking in Stillwater yesterday for kind of a light festival. So we decided we're gonna make a night of it and support local business. Maybe try to do some takeout and then drive through Stillwater for the lights. So it should be a fun, relaxing, yet productive day. Ruby and I are pretty well pulled together this morning. She likes to try to lick my makeup off as soon as I get it on, but got the bed made, got the puppy washed. She does okay with it, really. We have taken her to the groomers normally since she was a puppy, and she wasn't having us brush her at home at all. So we found this groomer that did great and we loved her, but then when COVID hit, the groomers also closed. So we were in a bit of a bind. So we try to do a weekly bath and get Miss Ruby Sue, see if I can turn it here, all fluffy. She does okay now, letting me brush her, but still, she gets a lot of treats, and it's not her favorite time of the week. So anyway, that's done. We're coming up, I think, on noon. We had a pretty lazy morning. We had a church service to watch. We actually do Eaglebrook in Minnesota. We watch online, and we just love it. I mean, the message every week just touches me. I bawled this morning, to tell you the truth. I'll maybe put a link to the service below, just because it's so good, and it's great to be able to watch online since we are being careful and staying home for COVID, they do have the option to go in person, but we've made the choice for our family to just watch from home. So we did that and just kind of had a lazy morning. Now we're getting up and at 'em. I know Nate's going to be watching. He's a huge Vikings fan and the game's on today, so that leaves time for me to get some baking done. So I'm going to get to that. All right, it's cookie baking time. So I wanted to try a new recipe. I found this online for chocolate blossom cookies. We already made the peanut butter blossoms. Those are my husband's favorite, but I had these. They're like red and white striped peppermint kisses left over from when we made gingerbread houses. So I thought this you can use with any type of kiss. The recipe actually recommends caramel or caramel. I know some of you say caramel, I say caramel. But I'm gonna try this with peppermint, so let's see how it goes. The dough mixed up here. It's funny because it looked really dry, and even the recipe said the dough will be wet, and so I thought I did something wrong, but I kind of pinched it together, and it is a pretty wet dough. It just, for some reason, it looks really dry. I also almost didn't add the right amount of vanilla because it called for a full tablespoon, and I had originally put in a teaspoon, so 3 teaspoons equals a tablespoon, so we saved it. So I have my pan prepped and ready, greased baking sheet. I'm just gonna get these scooped out and on the sheet and get them in the oven. Just getting the cookies out of the oven. They look so good. While they were baking, I unwrapped the Hershey Kisses. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop all of them in the center. The chocolate cookies done. They turned out so good. I love them. They're so festive. I also, while these were kind of cooling off, mixed up a recipe of cranberry, white chocolate chip. It was just a simple drop cookie, and I will link the recipe. And now I'm mixing up just a quick lemon white chocolate chip, and these are one of my holiday favorites. I guess they don't necessarily have to be holiday, but I always make them at Christmas. My sister-in-law made them a few years ago, and it sounds gross to me at first, and they're actually amazing and delicious. So again, it's just a quick drop cookie, but I thought I'd at least do a little of it on camera so you could see. I have a couple lemons here that have already been washed. I have this zester, which I can't even remember. I think, zoom out here. I think Nate got me this for Christmas one year in a stocking stuffer, but if it's on Amazon, I'll link it below. And then, because I need 2 tablespoons of zest and then 2 of juice, and I have this just kind of simple juicer. I think this is from IKEA like years and years ago. So got a couple bowls here for the lemon juice and the zest, so I'm gonna get going on that. Okay, so I already dropped my zest in. Honestly, I'm just eyeballing that it was 2 tablespoons because at some point you just don't have any more juice. This had so many seeds in it, the lemon, but I'm just gonna measure out 2 tablespoons and drop them in. Okay, the cookies are all done. They look so yummy. We are going to put some in the freezer for Christmas and box up the rest and take some around to the neighbors today. All right, we are in the car. We just did Target drive up to get a couple things, and now we're headed to Oasis Cafe. It is a restaurant that we have driven by for years, like literally years, and said that we want to eat there. We always forget about it. So tonight's the perfect night to support a local business. So we're going to get some to go. I'm excited. I'm getting it's called the Chainsaw Chicken Sandwich. It's chicken breast that is breaded with Captain Crunch and cornflakes. So that should be interesting. So we're going to go pick that up and see if we can look at some lights over in Stillwater. So we got our food to go. Here's our little spot. This is the bridge where we walked across yesterday morning. Found a little picnic table sitting here. Ruby's being good so far. What'd you get, hon? A Reuben?
A Reuben.
A Reuben. And then here I got the Chainsaw Chicken Sandwich. So it looks pretty good. We're gonna dig in. Look at the view behind us too. We have this gorgeous tree and all these lights down in the distance. It looks like there is a lot of lights, but most of them are walk-through, so I don't know how much we're gonna drive or walk through. I think we're gonna eat and then decide what our plan is. Everything is decorated so stinking cute down here. We decided not to get out of the car just because there are a lot of people out and we are trying to keep distance so we can see Nate's grandma on Christmas. We're just trying to take a different way home and look what we stumbled upon. It's so pretty. So we are back from the Stillwater, I don't know what it's called, Light Festival. We got our food. It was okay. We ate quickly because we were sitting outside. It was a little greasy. We're both not feeling super awesome about it, but we also didn't get it when it was fresh because we had our Target stop and everything. So I think we'll try it again maybe someday when we can eat in person and don't have to take it and sit outside. But there were just so many people out and about in Stillwater. If I got any usable footage, I put it in before this. And then there were some light displays that we saw when we were driving home. So at least we got a little taste of lights, which was good. But now we're home and I think we're just gonna call it a night. It's been a long day. We came home to kind of a frustrating thing. Here, I'll see if I can turn my camera around. So Nate had just finished putting this up before we left, and then we had dropped the cover, so we were already needing to get a new cover for it. And yeah, it's not working. It's super dim. So no idea what is going on with the light. We're gonna have to figure that out later this week. But for this weekend, I'm gonna sign off on this blog, and because we're heading into the Christmas week and a lot more is going on, I will probably try to pop on and maybe do a vlog of the days leading up to Christmas. Didn't get any gift wrapping done like planned. Still have a little bit of baking, though not much, but a little bit that I'd like to do. So, but yeah, that's the weekend, and I hope everything goes well for you all this week, and I'll see you soon.